Wanted to start this video off with an update on what's going on with Jeremy Renner. It's the actor who plays Hawkeye in the MCU. And the last time I talked about this, he was in recovery, doing well, and he still kind of is. I mean, he's awake, he's breathing, he's likely going to pull through all of this, but it does look like there is a possibility he might not walk again, and he might lose his leg. There is a possibility because the damage that his leg received in the accident. There is a possibility that it might get amputated. They're not saying 100% or anything, and I don't know if this is even coming from the family, but there are multiple reports swirling around about this. So I will update in future videos as I find out, but I did want to talk about it because I've been updating you guys on it a little bit here and there. Not in the standalone videos, but in videos as they come up. So I just wanted to bring that up. Hopefully he'll be okay. Hopefully this doesn't happen, and he pulls through 100%. But that is what's going on with this situation right now. So prayers for Jeremy Renner and his family. Now, let's get back to Velma, who's not having a very good day. She's having an awful day. IMDb rating, 2.5 out of 10. Not very good for Velma. And it doesn't get any better for her because over on Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score is actually dropping down to 50%. It was fresh yesterday. Now it's rotten. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest. I really thought the critics were going to pull through on this one and raise that score, but we're not 14 critic ratings, and it's dropped down to 50%. Shockingly, because this is the kind of show that they usually love and rally for. I still think negative review bombing stuff is coming. I do think that they're going to say that trolls are attacking this show, and that's already happening. That's what we're going to talk about in a second. But I wanted to show you, look at this. This is funny. I really thought that they were going to come through and defend the hell out of this show. Because why wouldn't they? They always do. Look at Rings of Power. That's an awful show. But they run to it and they defend it and they attack you because of, well, check boxes. And this show hits a hell of a lot of check boxes. They usually don't give a shit if a show is good or not. They just play ball. So I'm shocked. They're actually lining up pretty well with the audience score. I know 50 and 9 are a long way apart, but the common thing that they both share is that the reviews are all negative. Rotten is bad, no matter what the score says. And so is a 9% audience score. That is brutal. Brutal. And then, like I said, you go over to IMDb, and that's at 2.5, getting hit hard over here. Of course, you always have people in here trying to raise it up, but not enough people seem to care. So, just kind of funny. And you can get an idea at the demographics here of who's watching it, which is always interesting to look at. But this is a bad day for Warner. You have to wonder, with all the shit that David Zaslav pulled, he canceled a lot of stuff at Warner. Pulled stuff, cut a Scooby Doo movie that I guess was 98% complete. He cut that movie, cut off Batgirl. But let this roll. Why wouldn't you just pull this? You knew this would be a disaster. You knew this would be a disaster. Who looked at this and said, "Oh my God, this is gonna be a cultural phenomena"? Nobody. I'm surprised he didn't pull it. I really am. He should have pulled this show and canceled it, but he didn't. And here's the result. So here's what people are saying. First off, take a look at the YouTube trailer. 238,000 dislikes to 9.1 thousand likes. Trailer is trending, number 20, and it's got 3.8 million views. Comments still off. Pathetic. So this is where we're at with Velma. And then we've got the defenders. USA Today running in saying Mindy Kaling's HBO Max comedy Velma proves Scooby Doo isn't for kids anymore. And that's okay. That's okay. And we got this one, calling it a self-insert. And it's true. It is a self-insert. This is from IndieWire. Velma review cheeky prequel is less Scooby-Doo and more Mindy Kaling. Calling it what everybody else knows it is. It's not a show about Velma. It's a show about Mindy Kaling hanging out with the Scooby-Doo gang. The show should have been called Mindy because she inserts herself into it. This has nothing to do with Velma. Nothing to do with Velma. It's all about Mindy. That's why she looks like Mindy. And then finally, the king of them all. The shittiest of shills. The shill of shills. Bleeding Cool. Runs in and calls you garbage. Velma, what Scooby-Doo gatekeepers, trolls, don't get about prequel. Gatekeepers, trolls have it in for Mindy Kaling and HBO Max's Velma, ignoring two important things about the animated Scooby-Doo prequel series. So, it's gatekeepers and trolls that don't like this show now. You're a troll if you think this show is shit. You're a gatekeeper if you think this show is shit. And it's funny. Here it is. Scooby-Doo gatekeepers and folks way too obsessed with keeping characters have had their knives out for the series since the first teaser hint. No. First off, some people, and even I've said, it's kind of dumb that these characters have been race swapped. Okay? Literally, Velma was swapped to be a stand-in for Mindy. Shaggy was turned into a black guy, and he's going to end up becoming addicted to marijuana. I mean, come on, Shaggy for sure is smoking all the time. But it's just funny that they did that. They decided to make that him, turn him into a character like that. Most people are talking about the fact that the show is shit. The first thing the show did when it launched was it attacked fans, and it made fun of fans for their concerns and how they're sick of changes and stuff. That's the first impression of the show. People aren't obsessing over the race. They are obsessing over the rightful fact that the first impression of the show was a big middle finger to them. Oh, Scooby-Doo fans, go F yourself. That was basically the first impression of the show. So yeah, people got hostile because no one likes being told to F off, which is exactly what that trailer did. That was the first impression. And then the show comes out, and of course, naturally, who would have thunk it? It's dog shit. It's an awful show, but of course, Bleeding Cool runs right in. Yes, sir, Mr. HBO Max, sir, I am on my knees. How do you like it worked? How do you like it licked? Bleeding Cool doesn't get as much heat as they should get on this channel because they don't, nothing they do really interests me that much. They're huge comic book shills. They rarely get into regular pop culture, but they're doing it today. So, congratulations, Bleeding Cool, for being the first media website to attack the fans who don't like Velma. Congratulations for kicking off Phase 2. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble, my locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.